friends, today we're learning Isaiah 9:6. You're going to need your colors because this is a draw with me. This is part of Bible Drill Green Cycle. For more information, check out the description below. Hi friends, I'm Miss Nancy Ruth.
And I'm Mr. Roger.
We want to see kids living for Jesus. Let's start by putting the reference at the top of the page. Isaiah is abbreviated ISA period, chapter 9, verse 6. This is a long verse, so let's learn it as we go. Let's get started with the first phrase. For unto us a child is born. This is a prophecy in Isaiah about Jesus' birth. It's about Christmas. So let's draw baby Jesus in a manger because that's what this is talking about. I'm going to need some yellows and oranges and maybe a little bit of red to do the manger part, and let's start with that. I'm just going to draw some straw here, and I got to remember to leave some space for the baby. I'm just going to do my different colors, kind of mix it up a little bit. I think instead of red, I'm going to use some brown, really light brown. And that's a little dark, so I'm going to go back over with some more yellow. And orange. Okay, then the baby was wrapped in swaddling clothes, so I'm going to take my gray marker and add some swaddling clothes. It's just basically the blanket that the baby was wrapped up in when he was born. Okay, then see how I left some space for the head? So I'm going to get out my brown again and draw his little face. Woo, baby face. Oh, then we need some sticks to hold up the manger. The manger was the feed trough that the animals ate out of. They put their straw and their food in there for the animals to eat. And that's where they laid Jesus because there was no room for him in the inn with a real bed. Okay, let's say what we've learned so far. Isaiah 9:6. For unto us a child is born. All right, now the next part. Unto us a son is given. All right, traditionally, baby blankets for boys have been blue and girls have been pink. It doesn't have to be that way. In fact, blue is one of my favorite colors and I'm a girl. But I am going to draw a blue blanket for another baby to remind me that this was a son. And just to make sure I remember that, I'm going to put an S on the blanket so I remember it's not just a baby, it's a son. Can't forget the little baby face. And this son is given to us, so I'm going to make a present. And since we celebrate Jesus' birth at Christmas, then I'm going to make it green and red. This is pretty simple to make a present. I'm going to start with a plus sign to be the ribbon. And a little frou-frou bow on top. Then we fill in the pieces of the present with little squares. So I'm going to do the green square here and the green square here, green square here, and the green square here. Looks like I need to add a little more ribbon. It looks like it's kind of pulling in a little bit. So I'm going to fix up the ribbon now with a little bit more red. Okay, let's do what we learned so far. Isaiah 9:6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. I live in the United States, and in the United States, the government building is, I think of like the Capitol building. So I'm going to do that first, but if you have a different kind of government building where you live, you could draw that too. The U.S. Capitol building's pretty easy if you break it down. So it's a big rectangle. And it's got this kind of dome thing on it. Oops, that's not quite straight. Let's try that. And it's got like little decoration-y thingies. So I'm going to do a bunch of little hashtag marks in here. And this looks a little plain. and it's kind of got something on the top. Then the bottom part is kind of broken up into more rectangles. There's columns and a whole bunch of little windows. Doesn't have to be perfect, just enough to kind of know what it's supposed to be. Okay, then it has to be on his shoulders. So I'm going to start with my trusty brown. I think I'm going to do this brown. Whoops. And I'm going to put it on some shoulders. So I just kind of draw a shoulder like that. And then on the other side, we're going to draw a shoulder like that. And I'm going to make sure I know where the arms are. But I'm going to give this person a shirt too. So I'm going to, I think, what we're talking about here is how Jesus is the ruler, he's the prince, he's in charge of all the things, and purple is kind of a royal color. So I'm going to get a royal purple here and make a purple shirt on the shoulders. Nice deep purple. Okay, then I got to color in the skin. Oops, that's a little dark. It's kind of hard to tell which is skin and which is... Oh well, that's all right. I'm going to try to lighten up that neckline so I can really see where the divide is. I don't know if that's going to work. That'll work. Red is another royal purple color. Okay, let's learn what we've done so far. Isaiah 9:6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. What that means is Jesus isn't carrying a big building on his shoulders. It means that he's in charge of everything. That's what it means by saying the government is on his shoulders. It means Jesus is in charge of everything. He's in control. He's the boss of everything. So next is his name shall be called. And then it lists a bunch of things that he will be called, more roles that Jesus plays. So let's start with the name bit. When I think of a name, I think of a name tag that I wear on my shirt. So I'm going to make a name tag here. I'm going to kind of do like a rectangle with rounded edges, and then I might do a thinner border inside because some of them have a thinner border inside. And to remind myself that the word is name, I'm going to write the word name right there inside the name tag. There we go. Okay, let's go right on to the next one. The first name is Wonderful Counselor. A counselor is someone that you talk to that gives you good advice and helps you see different things that you can try and what you should do. So let's draw two people talking to each other. First, I'm going to draw two chairs. So let's see. They're pretty simple. You draw a seat, you draw a back, and you draw two legs. Then I got to leave space for the legs and draw a seat, a back, and two legs. Okay, and I'm just going to draw some stick figures to keep it really simple. Here is person one sitting here, and they talk with their hands. So we're going to put some hands up like this. And then person two. And if you wanted to get fancy, you can give them some clothes. But I think I'm just going to leave it like that. And let's draw a star up here because it's a wonderful counselor. It's not just any old counselor. So I'm going to put a big star on the top. All right, let's do what we've learned so far. Isaiah 9:6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God. When I think of mighty, I think of strong. Oh, strong. Let's get a strong arm in here. Let's see. I think I'm gonna go with this one. All right, so I'm gonna draw some strong muscles. I'm gonna start with the bicep, and then the forearm, and then the fist. And it's pretty much just circles. You gotta make a little elbow in here, and then strong. Okay, and then I'm gonna color it in. This is our strong. You can really pick any color you like. You could be brown or whatever color you want. Okay, strong or mighty. And then we usually, we don't draw a picture of God because we don't know what God looks like. So we think of God as being in heaven, and we think of heaven as being up in the clouds. So I'm gonna draw a cloud here to remind me it's a mighty God. And then I'm gonna draw some sun behind it just because then I know it's not like a thinking bubble, it's actually in the clouds. So I'm just gonna draw some rays of the sun peeking out of the cloud. There. Okay, let's see what we've learned so far. I think you're getting good at this. Isaiah 9:6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father. Okay, first let's draw a father. I'm going to start, I think, with the baby. And since we're talking about the baby Jesus, he's a boy, so we're going to use blue, but you could use whatever color you wanted to. So we got our baby here. That same oval, I got to leave space for his face. And then color in the rest of the blanket. There we go. All right, now I can add his face. And then I'm going to draw another stick figure to make this quicker. We're going to do our head, and then his body's back behind the baby, and he's holding on to the baby because he's the father. Wow, that looks weird, but that's okay. I still know what it means. Okay, now he's everlasting or eternal, which means he has no beginning and no end, because God doesn't have a beginning or an end. And so I'm going to draw an arrow here. You can draw it above or below. I'm going to draw an arrow that's supposed to be time. And there's our little moments in time. But God doesn't have a beginning or an end. He's eternal. He's everlasting. So I've got the arrows on either side. Can you see that? There we go. Okay, let's do what we've learned so far. Isaiah 9:6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Isaiah 9:6. All right, last one. When we think of peace, we usually think of green for some reason. I think of green when I think of peace. And there's an old peace sign. Do you know the peace sign? It's a circle, and it's got a line down the middle, and then two other lines that meet up in the middle, and that's the peace symbol. So Prince of Peace, there's our peace. Let's draw a crown on top so that we can remember that he's the Prince of Peace. So I'm going to draw my crown here with some little spikies. I don't like that. I'm going to make some bigger spikies. That's better. And color it in. That's our prince. You could add some jewels to the crown if you wanted to, but I'm going to leave it pretty simple. We did it! Let's say it one more time, and then I'm going to challenge you. I want you to write out the verse here in the white space on your drawing. All right, let's say it together one more time. Isaiah 9:6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Isaiah 9:6. Thanks for listening. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this with your friends. See you next time. Can't believe we did it.